numbers, not these made up numbers, not your estimates. You don't do your tax estimates, you do it on your actual real number. You're not doing foolish things like that is one of the things you would want to avoid getting a higher audit score. Of course, there's the random pulls, and the random pulls we're going to have. So you always need to make sure you keep your backup information. But it is not as big of a risk as some people think. And frequently I have clients that will say, I'm not going to do office and home expense because I think that makes it a higher audit risk. So let me get rid of some of those misunderstandings. Office and home does not make you a higher audit risk. Amending your tax return does not make you a higher audit risk. Filing a paper return probably does make you a high audit risk. You need to be electronically filing your returns. So you just need to watch some of those things. Make sure you're working with someone that doesn't let you do stupid stuff. Okay, we don't want to do stupid stuff. So staying away from those. The other mistake that I see with businesses is not having the right entity structure for how they have their business structured. And that can really change over the amount of time that you're in business and makes sense as you change. I'm always a big favor of starting out as a sole proprietor. Schedule C on your tax return, simplest form of doing business. There's nothing that you need to do as a business license. I mean, you guys need to have your realtor's license, but nothing you need to do as a business license or anything. You don't need to go see a lawyer. You just start doing business. Schedule C, sole proprietorship. Some of you may have set up your business as an LLC. My first question would be, why did you do that other than Uncle Joe said you should be an LLC? Okay, there is no tax structure for an LLC. There's no tax return form for an LLC. It's called a disregarded entity to IRS. It means nothing to them. They simply say that if you're a single member LLC, you file Schedule C as a sole proprietorship. If you're a multi-member LLC, more than one owner to the LLC, you file a partnership return. Okay, those are the only two options they give you. Now, an LLC, because it is a disregarded entity, has the ability at any point to file paperwork with the IRS to be treated as something else for tax purposes, which that means you could elect to treat yourself as an S corporation or a C corporation, the two types of corporations there, okay, without changing your legal structure. But an LLC here in the state of Maryland has to file a Maryland personal property return every year and pay a $300 fee to the state of Maryland to keep their LLC active and in good standing every year. So my question is, does that LLC only gives you a legal liability protection? Do you not already have insurance that gives you the liability protection that you need? Do you actually need that LLC for what you're doing? So it's a legal question, a liability question. It is not a tax question for you with an LLC. Okay, so just so you know that, I've had some people just go like, well, then I'm canceling the LLC. We're just going to do it under your name. That's fine. Works out for them. Sole proprietor, easiest form to start off with. Great thing to do. Lots of deductions available to you. We'll talk a little bit about some of those deductions available to you. But there really is a point that making that election with IRS to flip yourself over to a type of corporation will start saving you tax dollars. So I have a client just yesterday I was meeting with. She actually started off as an S corporation when she wasn't making any profit. And so the previous accountant that she had that had advised her on that, I'm like, he gave you bad advice because all it's doing is making me more revenue because I have to file a corporate return for you every year and then your personal return. So I'm doing a second return, but it's not saving you any money on your taxes because you don't have taxes. Right now you're at a loss or you only make $1,000. It didn't make sense. She is now at the point that she has a consistent between $80,000 and $100,000 of profit every year. It now makes sense for her. She was feeling yesterday a little bit like, you know, this is really complicated with having the S corporation. It's not. She just doesn't like to do bookkeeping and she needs to do bookkeeping. She says, I think I just want to go back to sole proprietorship. I said, all right, so I'm going to tell you right now, with the same income you had last year on your return, if you had that much income this year, but you went back to sole proprietorship, you now owe $12,000 more in taxes than you did previously. Because a sole proprietorship, that bottom line profit is taxed, that whole amount is taxed for Social Security and Medicare, called self-employment tax, 15.3%. Because she was an S corporation, she only paid Social Security and Medicare on the paycheck that she took, not on the rest of the profit. So it really starts making sense when I have a client that is Schedule C that is starting to make a profit of around 60, 70,000 is for us to start talking about either transitioning over to an S Corp or a C Corp. They both have their benefits to them. And depending on what your goals actually are, which way we'd want to go, most commonly S corporations the way we select, because that usually fits most people's needs, but a C Corp would also be an ability to do at that point too. So not having the right business entity structure, so knowing what you need to do on your business entity can save you some good money. Expenses, tracking your expenses. You guys all know to keep track of whatever advertising and your mileage and et cetera, that kind of stuff. Let me talk about a couple things people don't think of. Family employment, hiring a family member in your business. If you are a sole proprietorship, Schedule C, unincorporated business, you can hire your minor child, so under the age 18, in your business and pay them wages. When you pay them wages, what you want to look at is what the standard deduction is for the year, what the requirement is to file a tax return for that teenager. So let's say you have a 15-year-old, they're going to do marketing work for you. Okay, we'll use that example. How much do I want to pay that person? Well, we got to do a reasonable compensation amount. But the other thing that I'm looking at is they don't have to file a tax return unless they make over $12,600. So if I keep it under $12,600, they're not going to file a tax return. So I'm going to take that as a wage deduction on my business return, and they're not going to need to claim it. Now, wage deduction on my business return, my Schedule C sole proprietorship, means I reduce my income by that 12,000 amount, I reduce the profit by 12,000 amount. So therefore, I'm not paying Social Security and Medicare on that 12,000. I'm not paying income tax on that 12,000. Okay. And as you pay them, you do not need to take Social Security, Medicare off of them or unemployment because they're your minor child. Okay, so it doesn't work for someone over 18 or older, works for the minor child. There's some rules you have to follow, you have to watch. Children under the age 7 never win in the tax court. Don't care how cute your little one is, they're not a model for you, and you can pay them to do that. So they have to do some type of meaningful work, has to be a reasonable amount that you're paying them. But here's, and you have to put it in a bank account with the kid's name on it. Here's my favorite thing about this. I put it in the kid's bank account with their name on. And now I, as the parent, have my parental responsibilities. So I'm going to help them manage their money. I'm not going to take from that account to cover my parental responsibilities, food on the table, roof over the head kind of things. I'm not going to start charging them rent, room and board, anything like that. I'm going to that. But does your kid have hobbies or activities they like to do? Well, you don't need to be paying for them anymore. They can pay for the dance lessons or the horseback riding lessons. Oh my gosh, my granddaughter, they just bought her a horse. Yeah. They're their grandmother, not me. But she's been doing horseback riding lessons. Well, that could all be paid out of the child's account. Stuff you probably would have done as the parent, paying for the sports teams and etc. But now they can pay for it out of their own account because they've earned money for it. You've taught them some responsibilities. You've gotten a nice tax deduction on your business return. There is also the ability to hire your spouse in the business for medical expense reimbursement. That's a kind of a little bit longer conversation. It is a great strategy to do though, because you don't need to do a W-2 for them. It is just what you pay them for medical expense reimbursement for themselves, their spouse, and their dependents. So you got your whole family covered. So for all of those co-pays, those deductibles, the dental work, the optical work, all of them. Okay, so you could do that with a spouse in your business. Medical expense reimbursement plan.
What's the minimum for that, Bill?
The minimum for that, there is no minimum. When you set your plan up, there you put a maximum in the plan for what you're going to do. So maybe you set it at $10,000 or $20,000 is the maximum you would do for a year for them.
Okay.
So yeah, but there is no minimum.
It's like FSA.
Kind of, except higher, because your FSA will have a cap on it of what it can do in a year. Yeah, yeah, good stuff. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Family employment. All right, I want to go back to two things that I had mentioned already, your office and home and the mileage. These two are actually very much connected. You guys know that? If you do not have an office in your home, leaving your home at the start of the day is your business commute and is not deductible. Commuting to the office, so if your only office is here at Keller Williams, going from your house here to the office is not business miles. Those are personal miles, they're commute. Okay. Going from your last stop of the day back home, also commute, not deductible for you. Okay. All those miles in between, those are business miles, you can do that. Okay, so there's folks that say, I don't want to do the office and home. I think it's a red flag. Da, 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 da. It's not. That was back in the 70s. It's not anymore. You lose on your business miles, how much you get to take on business miles. Now, if you have the office and home, and it does not need to be a big deal, guys, it does not mean that I need to take over this room and make this big office out of it. My office in my home is my desk that's about this size, maybe a little bit wider, that sits behind my couch in the living room. Because you have these newer homes that are the open concept. Mine was just built a little bit over 2.5 years ago. You don't have separate rooms. That was hard to get away from people now. But yeah, so does this desk. I have a little stand here with printers and my printer set on and my chair. It is this 10 square feet that is my office and home. I'm not being greedy on the office and home deduction. I just want this little 10 square feet compared to the total square footage of my house. That may give me 2%. Okay, but I've established the office and home. So I get to take a little bit of deduction because that percentage, I get to take that off of all of my expenses of my home. So all my utilities, my mortgage interest, my real estate taxes, my homeowner's insurance, repairs and maintenance on the house, all of that. Take that percentage and take that as a deduction. But what it really did is it's increased for me the miles that I can take as business miles. So now coming from my house, which is my office, those miles are deductible for me, no matter where I'm going to. Same thing at the end, coming back is coming back to the office. And so it's all business miles for me. So little deduction for the office and home. I'll take every little deduction that I can get. They all add up at some point. Best deduction is an increase of what kind of mileage I can take. Okay.
3 minutes.
Thank you, 3 minutes. So once you know that mileage, there are two ways to deduct mileage expenses, the use of your vehicle. You can either do what we call the standard mileage rate, which for this year changed halfway through the year. Okay, and so that halfway point, so you need to know miles for the first half, miles for the second half, and then that's your total mileage for the year, your deduction. Or you can do actual expenses. So how much does it really cost to maintain your car, run your car? So with that mileage, you still get a percentage, so you know what percentage of the time you're using your vehicle for the business. And now you take that percentage of depreciation on your car, that percentage of repairs and maintenance, that percentage of the loan interest on the car, that percentage of all the gas that you spent. You get that percentage. So you can't do actual and standard at the same time. It's one or the other. You need to decide that first year that you're using the car in your business, which one you're going to take, and stick with that method. Okay, so a great thing to do for you, that one. As I mentioned before, meals and entertainment went away under the Tax Cut and Jobs Act, so there is no such thing as an entertainment deduction anymore. I would also caution you guys, because you guys like to do gifts for your client. In the 30 years I've been doing taxes, IRS has never increased the dollar value of a gift that you're allowed to deduct. Does anybody know what the dollar value IRS gives you is?
$25.
$25. Find some other way to classify this gift. Do something with your logo on, do something, and now it's advertising, right? So find some other way to classify that. Just meals, I want to tell you again, in 21 and 22, under one of the CARES Acts for COVID, it was 100% deductible for meals that came from a restaurant. Normally your meals are 50% deductible, right? 100% for 21 and 22, 23 will go back to 20 to 50% of the meals. Okay, meals, when you travel away from home long enough that you need to spend the night, all those meals are deductible for you. As you're running around during the day and you stop and get lunch, that is not a business meal. Unless there's a business purpose to that meal. I am meeting with someone, a client, a vendor, a prospect, a colleague, then it's a deductible business meal. So it looks at the purpose of the meal. Record keeping you have to have for meals, date, amount, where it was at. So all that's going to show in your receipt, who it was with, and the business purpose of that meal. Are you writing those on your receipts?
Yes.
Because that is what IRS is going to require if you're in an audit. And IRS audits are ugly and getting uglier every time we see one. So make sure you're protecting yourself. Now, lots of other great ideas to do, lots of things you may be thinking of that you're wanting to do. How do I write it off on the business? If you can find a reasonable way that that is connected to your business, sometimes we don't write the whole amount off, we write part of it off. You can do partials on those. So making sure that you are working with a professional, understands taxes, and helping you go through these thoughts. And if any of you sitting here right now do not have a rough idea of what your tax return is going to look like when you file it here after the beginning of the year, you're not working with a proactive person. You need somebody that will meet with you throughout the year, meet with you near the end of the year, let you see what your return is going to look like. And then that way you know what to be expecting and give you a chance to make any changes you need to before the end of the year. So make sure you're being proactive with your taxes. Okay, and watching the changes coming up, because who knows what they are. Okay, so on the bottom of your sheet is my link for Calendly. I do 30-minute discovery calls at no charge. So if you would like to talk with me for about 30 minutes and just kind of see if we would be a good fit, or if you have some other questions for me, feel free to go ahead and book that time. I will tell you there's nothing left for this year. It'll be January till we talk. It'll be January till we talk. Okay. All right. Any quick questions? Because I know we're just about at the time to.
Do you have like a website where you like have any resources up?
SaundersTax.com. Yeah, SaundersTax.com. There's a lot of resources on there. The one that I would point out to you under the downloadable documents, we have an Excel spreadsheet that is set up based on the Schedule C. So if you need some easy way to keep track of your expenses, that would be a great place for you to do that. And if you also just look at the website, you will see a Wisdom Wednesday once a month and a Tax Tip Tuesday once a month. The Wisdom Wednesday is at lunchtime. It is a 30-minute Zoom call where I will just cover a couple topics and then open it up for questions. That is geared towards business owners. The Tuesday evening at 7 is geared toward individuals, and we do the same thing. Okay, so those are some good resources. There's some other stuff on there too, loan calculators and et cetera, other stuff. I'm sure you have resources for that too. But yeah, lots of things on there. Okay, all right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Steven, he's our operations manager. Explain what we have for lunch, because I never say it right.
All right, so we at Arabi 54, which is a local catering company, there's African fusion cuisine, cater the lunch. So you have a green bean medley, a beef pilau, which is a beef rice dish, and then beef samosas out there with a cilantro lime sauce. There's also some cookies and sodas as well.
Awesome. So think of a milk pump. That's what this little thing is.
Gotcha. So you guys start your lunch and then we'll get our meeting started. You know. Sure.
Again, hires. Lay on there. And then we put it together.
There we go.
It smells yes, we have.
You're more than welcome to stay if you like, but you don't have to. Either way, it's yeah, definitely. I think it's like it's the time.
Smells in here.
Well, we want to try to get some Peter was my birthday. My birthday was right in the middle of the craziness.
Yeah.
So when we had this, that's what oh, it's super. Yeah.
Okay. Trying to be polite.
Is it still here?
No, oh, you are on call. We're gonna be great. Five. Last 5 every day. Right. Yeah. So I. And I would be like, sometimes for me, it was 3:30. She told me yesterday we hear like, any chance of this now, whatever. They tomorrow today. I'm sleeping at 5:30 no matter what. So I was 30 minutes. Might be able to get it all done. I just like to.
But not short sales.
Another sign, right? Yes.
Well, it's really bad.
Yeah, I'm not shy. She's been in this business a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, they do? Yeah.
Yeah, at first when you said that, I was thinking that Alex.
Make it sound better. Yeah.
Finally, I was on then better, but
Really.
right? You know, you're on vacation. Well, you're just my everything's right.
Someone sent it to my.
So let's get started. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all that good stuff, happy holiday gospel. Let's get started. Welcome to the meeting. I can't get this turn, so. Just throwing it out. I don't feel bad. Whenever you get into our regional meetings, Kimber does exactly the same thing with Lori. Our regional director, she's like, oh, I'm pretty technically challenged. Lori, can you help me?
We actually have a video here.
Yep, video. Get started.
Hello, Keller Williams family, and welcome to December. The holidays are upon us, and it's a great time to reflect on our 2022 and to look forward to our 2023. Now, let me share with you that the market is shifting, it's changing, and a lot less units are coming our way. So how do we counteract that? How do you go win and have the best year of your lives in 2023? Let me give you a couple of things to think about, and it goes back to my grandmother's sage advice, and she would say, Mark, eat your vegetables, it's good for you. So let's share some vegetables together, shall we? What should we do in the changing climate in 2023 to have the best year in our business? Starts with one thing. And this isn't going to be a new fandangled, exciting, super high techno thing. This is going to be the foundational fundamental of building a great business. And that is, we have to build our database and we have to get it to a minimum of 201 people in command. So I'm going to give you a holiday challenge as you're spending time with family, as you're reviewing your goals and setting your goals for next year. Here's a quick stat I'm going to share with you. For those agents in Keller Williams that have at least 201 people in command in their database with 4 pieces of information, that's their phone number, their name, their email address, and their physical address, they earn on average $116,000 per year in GCI, gross commission income. So how do you make sure you have an amazing 2023? There is very little traffic in the extra mile, so go live there. Also, a little hint, there's going to be 201 Club t-shirts for sale at Family Reunion. And if you are one of the people who have 201 people in your command, you will be eligible for a really cool prize. And so I don't want to bait you too much, but at the end of the day, if you want to succeed and thrive next year, go back to the fundamentals, get into command. It's the least expensive way to run your business, build your business, and generate leads. So get them all on smart plans, etc. All of that is coming at Family Reunion. We hope to see you there. But more important than any of that is I hope you have an amazing time with your families. Have an amazing holiday season, and let's end the year strong. Thank you, Keller Williams. Have a great week.
Awesome, thanks, Mark King.
So why is
Right,
too much
next.
people so important?
Hello, Keller Williams family, and welcome to December, the holiday.
The statistics. So keep in mind that now that we've created our own platform, right? The whole idea behind Gary Keller creating the technology was because we've got the platform that everything runs on, so all the data is there.
How many people out there probably don't have 200 people? in-
Well, we have a graph for that.
Yeah.
So inside of, if Kelly can pull that up, maybe by the end of the meeting, you can see the graph that based on everybody inside of Keller Williams, all 180,000 agents in command, because we have the data now. You can see that if agents have less than 201 contacts, their GCI sits pretty low. And then remember, Gary Keller always talks about the hockey stick, slowly, then suddenly. Okay, so you're here, you're here, and then all of a sudden you're at 200 and the GCI starts to increase. So that 201 is the sweet spot. And that's based on all the data inside of command. And now that we have it, it's like brilliant. So now we can see the trend. So that's where the magic number shows up. At 201 is where that hockey stick starts to take off.
I just can't imagine that very many people not having 200.
Oh, yeah. But with 4 critical pieces of information in it, right?
So they
And
have
then
all 4.
you've got
critical-
all that information, all the names, addresses, phone numbers, and email addresses.
And they're on the smart.
And they're on smart plans. So if you've got 201 in there and you're not doing anything with it, it doesn't matter. I mean, but in order to be successful and get the GCI up, 201 that you're actually communicating with. is where the magic happens. Okay, let's start out. What's our mission statement? Who wants to read? Michelle, start us. Sorry. Right, teacher. Oh, Tricia, go ahead.
For community lives, for delivering the experiences for forgiving and letting things work.
Yep, absolutely. Next. And who's supposed to read our vision? The
Be the real
MVP.
estate company for their agents and their customers.
Excellent. Next.
God, family, then business.
Oh, yeah, now you don't.
Darn, Lenny was just about ready to read that. All right, who's gonna read our belief system?
Everybody should read that.
Okay, let's do it together.
Always converse, always, communication, seekers, understand. Creativity, physical results. Teamwork, together, trust, started with honesty, equity, opportunities for all, and the best results for people.
Excellent, I like that. All right, what do we got next? Our perspective. Who wants to read our perspective?
This is incorrect, you're right, like, we're not a technology-based company anymore, we are a entrepreneurship. So-
We are, and this came from KWRI, then I don't think they've updated their slide. So let's tell Mark King, he better get over it before he leaves for his family time at Christmas. All right, well, next. Skip that one. Okay, December birthdays. That was too far.
Sorry.
Okay, hey, happy birthday, December 1st. Heather, December 3rd, our Christmas Eve babies, Chantel and Ashley, happy birthday, and Lana Roby, December 30th. Happy birthday, Lana. And then our work anniversaries.
And Vivian.
And Vivian, that's right, she's coming up. All right, so our work anniversaries, Tyrell's been here a year. Terrence, Casey, Gwen, Denise, happy anniversary, and Winnie. Congratulations, guys. And our new folks joined us today. So Mary Walling, welcome.
I think so much.
Samantha, welcome. We're glad you're here. Rebecca Burnworth, welcome. And Krista, yeah, but she's on Ashley's team. And Michelle.
No, it was also Melissa Good's birthday.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Happy birthday, Melissa. All right, what do we got next? Bucket fills. I went to Hershey Park to look at the lights, and look what I found. Who has bucket fills? Who has kisses to share? Oh, so at each meeting, for those of you that are joining us for the first time, at each meeting, we do like to build each other up and be grateful and live in a place of gratitude. And so oftentimes those things get missed. And so we like to take a short opportunity, or take the opportunity at the beginning of meetings to kind of share the love. There has to be somebody that's touched you this past month or the last couple of weeks in some way, shape, or form, someone that's helped, someone that you appreciate. So I will give you kisses.
Wow.
She's a little pushy in her face.
Feel like this so amazing that she's just stepped up with Peyton out and
Yes.
he's just amazing.
Yes. Amen.
Oh.
Mhm, yes.
How's it go?
Okay, Taylor, who you
So-
got? Who do you want to throw to? Okay,
Okay.
take what you need.
Okay.
Toss them around.
So first, Krista, because she's really helped me with a lot of my technical questions, with more and everything. That's how you guys are getting paid. Right. So thank you so
You're
much,
welcome.
Krista. And then just like all of you guys answering all my questions, Susie, Michelle, Kelly, Lenny, all of them, Rebecca, my daily questions. Because it's making it a lot easier for me to fill into Kate and also learn my new role because there's a lot of moving parts. So thank you to everyone. And it's nice getting to know everyone and the new agents, and I love it. And I love you all.
Awesome. Who else? Kisses. Hey.
Yes, Nate up in Cumberland.
Okay.
He was extremely helpful, to me, when I signed 3 listings up there.
That's awesome. All right, we put that in the chat for Nate.
Yeah.
Who else? Ashley.
At 2.
Okay, here you go. Toss them to whoever you need to.
Jen's had to deal with my hormonal butt for the last couple months, so she's done very well.
Oh, get the whole.
Right? Right? Sporadic fries have been on the dish lately, so let's face it, okay?
Gotcha.
And then Lenny, as frustrating as you can be at times, for a very, very good business daddy, so we're gonna end out the year and say that in comparison to other brokers in this market, holy crap, do you take the cake?
Nice. All right, Lenny. Awesome.
Yeah.
Who else? 2 minutes. How many you need?
I need like 5, actually. The Llewellyn Group, thank you guys for having me aboard. I really appreciate it. I got so many things I want to say. It's on my mind. This Krista, here's Priscilla, and then I'll get the other ladies. later.
Okay. Give her a whirl. Awesome.
We're excited.
Anybody else? Bucket fills, kisses? Okay. All right, what do we got next there, Kelly? Talk about our capper, who capped in like 30 minutes, I think. Mary Llewellyn, she started over in November and is already capped. So congratulations to Mary. Our top producer for the month of November was Brandy Barrett, $562,400 in volume. Congratulations to her. Top producing team, Ashley and Miller team, $1.2 million in volume. Oh, sorry,
She changed her mind.
Carrie, come back up, come back. Did you have a bucket filled? No? Okay, anything in the chat? Let's monitor the chat too.
Over the green part. Nope.
Nope, okay, gotcha. And our top producing group, the Llewellyn Group, with, we did this one, Ashley and Miller team for the.
Next.
1.2 million, congratulations, Ashley, and our top producing group, the Llewellyn Group, with $3 million in sales volume, so good job, everyone. Let's talk growth partners. So Michelle Van Meter, Ashley Miller, and Mary Llewellyn all helped us grow our businesses, our offices, our office this month. So congratulations to you guys and growth partners. And let me do this. So congratulations to Kate and the Shanahan family. And welcome to the KWPR family Viv. That's what her nickname's gonna be. So Vivian Kate was born December 2nd, 2 weeks before her due date. All right, so our 2022 ALC members, we'd like to say congratulations on a successful year. So Lenny, Sonia, and Lana Roby were all on the ALC this year, so we're grateful for you, and it has been a pleasure working with you this year, definitely. Thank you. And we say welcome to our 2023 ALC members, Lori Gartenauer, Tricia Larimore, Dorothy Vance, and Shelley Smith. So welcome aboard. We'll get started with our retreat.
Honestly, just a little bit about what ALC is and.
Sure, so the Associate Leadership Council has been inside of Keller Williams for quite a few years. Gary Keller originally, you've probably watched some of the history with Keller Williams, where Gary had his company started and 12 agents left and they went to Remax and took the staff with him. He then gathered the remaining agents in that office and said, what can I do? What can we do to create a business that you never want to leave? Part of that conversation meant that his agents wanted to be part of decision-making. They wanted to be special, they wanted to be recognized for that, they wanted to help growing their businesses. And so as a result, the Associate Leadership Council was formed. So the Associate Leadership Council, is an ALC in every market center. There's a regional Associate Leadership Council and there's an international Associate Leadership Council. And you can serve on any one of those three when selected or when invited and accepted. So the goal, the Associate Leadership Council doesn't necessarily, they don't have to worry about making decisions for the office on a day-to-day operational type of level. But they are, however, making decisions when it is affecting associates. So if there's an agent change that's coming down the pike, the Associate Leadership Council is going to be making that decision on your behalf, agents, for agents, by agents. And it's not a dictatorship. It's not what I say. It's not what Gary Keller says. It's not what the region says. If it's affecting you, your Associate Leadership Council is representing you in that body. Other than that, then we spend time working with each ALC member on helping them grow their businesses. And it is an elite, it's a special group. And so we spend time throughout the year doing that. Kind of makes sense?
Yeah,
Good.
and then there's like subcommittees too, right? Like,
There are sometimes subcommittees, yep. Just not this year.
Well, with the party, like they put together like party and the education.
Yes, education, finance, culture. Yes, that's all part of the AFC. Next, no. Also, congratulations to Nate Lamb for his leadership. He was inducted Saturday night in Allegheny County as a 2023 Board of Directors for the Historic Highlands Association of Realtors in Cumberland. So Lenny and I and our spouses, we went up Saturday night to support him. It was great to meet his wife. And I will say that the Historic Highlands, the Maryland Association of Realtors president actually came and did the induction along with a few of the other state associations. I was pleasantly surprised, kind of disappointed that we've not kept the same vigor when it comes to being participants in our local board. I would like us to get back to that point at some time, or back to that at some point. That entire room was filled with agents. You could see and feel the camaraderie that they shared with one another. Very close-knit and very engaged. So it was really cool to see, and we're really proud of Nate. So if you see him or on Facebook, our Facebook page, give him some congratulations. So just a couple of reminders. Remember, you got to pay your board dues by December the 31st. It's painful. I know it's painful, but just be sure that happens. We don't want you to get in a position that they're not paid and then the board has to drop you. So just remember to take care of that. 2023 ALC retreat is scheduled in January. So that information will be to those 4 ladies coming from Kelly. And then remember, Monday through Friday, when you have a question or you just want to know that you've got a body of people together, remember to answer questions. Remember at 11:30 every day from 11:30 to 12, you can hop on the Zoom link for Got a Minute. So you'll have the leadership team there and Lenny and to answer any questions. It's been great. Faye pops on every now and then, answer questions. It's nice because we're all there at once. So if it's a commission question, then you've got Kate and Taylor. If it's a broker question, you've got Lenny. Not one of us pop on and I have to say, oh, I don't know, you have to talk to Kate, or I don't know because you have to talk to Lenny. You get the group all at once. So hopefully it's in and out and you get your question answered pretty quickly. Broker's Corner, Lenny.
Well, I'll keep it short and sweet. No, not really.
Come up front so these guys can hear you.
So everybody's paperwork. You guys are improving, which is good. I always want to see that. I always like that. The main thing that I want to touch on. To keep everybody in the loop. Remember this lawsuit that I keep telling everybody about commissions? And how you have to make sure your buyer is aware. They're responsible for the compensation being paid to you as a buyer's agent. Right? Everybody remember that? Well, there was a new court ruling in favor of the plaintiffs. It's going to go to full trial. They're expecting to recover $4 billion in overpaid commissions. Okay. It goes to trial in October. They've set it for 6 days in October. And basically they're saying that sellers are overpaying commissions because they're sharing the commission with buyer's agents, which is a violation of the Anti-Sherman Trust Act. Okay, or the Sherman Antitrust. Yeah. The judge has ruled that there's definitely violations of the Sherman Antitrust from NAR and from those that are named in the lawsuit, which are Keller Williams, Remax, Realogy, Better Homes and Gardens, Berkshire Hathaway. So we're still waiting to hear. We put the question out to a lender because, as you know, as a buyer, if they're going VA, FHA, USDA, they can't pay commission. So I have one right now that's going VA, and we've discussed it. And he is going to have to pay Keller Williams Premier outside of closing because the selling agency is new construction and they're not paying 3%.
What does that conversation look like with your buyer? I mean,
Well, basically, if you want me to represent you, we have a buyer representation agreement for 3% plus $295. In this situation, the seller is only willing to pay X amount. So I'm going to have to ask you for the additional. Now, because I have to ask you for the additional, I will waive the $295 and just pay that myself.
I go over this in every presentation with my buyers today, and I've been doing it for over a year because it scares me to think. And I have them initial that on the contract, that they understand. And then I'm gonna tell them as soon as I go show them a house, if the seller is willing to pay my commission or not. I'm definitely scared off buyers.
Well, and
But
here's
I'm
here's what's going to happen because I've talked to a lot of other agents in the area and lenders, and I have asked them, what do they know about the lawsuit?
they're not paying attention.
They don't know anything about it.
I know.
They have no clue. The lender that we had here, and we asked, what are you planning to do? They've already started doing this.
Yeah.
In Washington State and California. Because unfortunately, the judicial system is going to rule probably in favor of the consumer and think that the consumer's been screwed all this time. Even though the argument was used that, and this was the actual argument that NAR and the real estate agencies used, was they are not directly paying a buyer. They are paying their listing agent, and their listing agency is splitting the compensation with them. They said, nope. That means the buyer has no choice in how much the buyer pays.
The buyer wants a choice on how much they pay.
Yep.
Well, I've had a buyer say to me that he would give me a flat fee. And it was not gonna be 2.5%. So I've had a buyer say, I'm willing to pay, and he wanted me to write that on the contract. So, I mean, it's.
Did you turn it down?
Yes, I did. Well, he was a typical client.
Now, isn't the precedence of some of our state docs gonna have to be changed then? Because
Absolutely.
they're gonna have to go back.
Absolutely.
So they would have, if they're doing that kind of ruling, wouldn't it come back on the fact that the violation feasibly would be against the state attorneys, because they're the ones that drafted that verbiage for it to kind of swap sides as to whose responsibility, number one.
The seller signed the agreement. They
Exactly.
agreed to pay.
And number two, the lenders are working on a caveat to be able to add those into the loans because they know that the buyers cannot out of pocket that.
Mhm.
So if it does end up being ruled that way.
It's gonna be
there-
ruled that way.
There's a national like umbrella that is going on right now, but that's like coinciding with that to where they are reassessing the allowable fees within the loans, and that is one of them that they're taking under consideration because they know that they won't be able to afford it.
It is gonna be ruled that way. They always say that they side with the consumer. And the judge, it just so happens that this is all being argued in front of at this point. So far, every step of the way has denied every motion from NAR and all the real estate agencies because they are harming consumers.
That's why it's really important though to go over the contract with
Yep.
your buyer.
Mhm.
Go, I mean, like, if
Part
you make it part of your presentation, I make mine part of my presentation, it's right there in black and white, I tell them. This is what the contract says, do you have any questions? Make sure you read this section, because this is how I'm being paid. I mean, and then I make them initial it. Because I don't know what else to do to
Now-
protect myself.
And here's what's gonna happen. The changes are gonna end up being before it finally ever gets settled, because I can guarantee when they lose in October, they're going to appeal. They've appealed every step of the way, and it always takes a long process. But in the meantime, you know, the MLSs out west are already making the change. NAR is gonna end up having to make the change. The states are gonna have to, because it breaks it down in your listing agreements that the buyer agent is gonna receive X amount. Do I see sellers paying less than 6%? In some cases, yes. I'll still charge 6% no matter what. Unless there's that much of a drastic. That everybody now is like 3% realty.
Yeah, I figured that's how people are gonna be. Okay, I'll sell your house for 3%.
But then they're not gonna be paying a buyer agent.
Right.
Buyer agent's gonna be responsible for.
And I can't tell you how many agents I've met that don't even sign those.
That's why buyer agency is really important. I mean, Maryland, in Maryland. You cannot show a property to a person as a buyer without buyer agency. If you show a property to somebody, you don't have a written buyer agency, you're showing for the seller.
I just want to add in when we're talking about the contracts and understanding them and presenting them, if anyone feels like they need to learn the contract better or has more in-depth questions, we do have contract class once a month that goes over that with Lenny. So even you don't have to be a new agent. If you want to pop in, let us know so we can plan for you, but that would be really good to like really learn the contract because you need to do that.
Go to bed at night reading it, you go to sleep.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
not bad. I go to sleep very quickly.
It's all part of the bobblehead documentary. It's a bobblehead documentary. You take the contract with you, you start reading it, you bobblehead, you go to bed. When you get up, read it again. So just that's all I wanted to, and you know, next year, just so everybody knows, interest rates are still gonna be going up. They predict that they're going to level off probably mid-2023. 2024, we will start to see them possibly start to come back down. We're actually at the national average right now. Historically, which is good when you're talking to your buyers and sellers. A lot of the lenders are predicting that come 2024 and beyond, interest rates are gonna come back down. We are never gonna see them, I believe, we are never gonna see them at 2 and 3%. That was an anomaly. They were held artificially low for a period of years. You have sellers right now that want to sell their house, but they don't want to sell it because they love their interest rate. Okay?
So true.
You have buyers now that want to buy, but they don't like the interest rate. So lenders are allowing sellers to buy down the interest rate for a buyer. Some lenders are doing 3-2-1, some are doing 2-1. Use that. Find out which lenders are doing what. Use that. Let your sellers know that, look, you're probably never going to get more for your house than right now. It is still a seller's market. How do we know it's still a seller's market?
We don't have that inventory.
Because we only have 2 months of inventory right now, roughly, in each of the counties. I think you guys are gonna go over it.
No,
So-
we're not, but.
Oh, so there's
Let-
roughly 2 months of inventory.
Letty,
Yes,
this is Karen.
yes.
I heard something that you could share with your group. So do you want to pay a 7% interest rate or 100% interest rate because you're renting?
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point. I mean, whenever you're renting, and rents are really high right now, they do not suspect that rents are gonna come down anytime soon.
Oh my gosh, I just had a rental, like 2-bedroom, 1 bath, $1,700. But we get some money. I mean, it is a small house.
And they're not even nice usually.
Yeah.
They're not even like nice condition.
Yes, but I was just, I couldn't believe we got them. They got $1,700 a month for that. So I was just like.
You know, so, and we are, Keller Williams is offering classes for people to take to thrive in this business. I would plan on, you're gonna need the skills to sell. It's no longer, I want to sell my house. Okay. You want to sell it for how much? Okay. It's no longer that. You need skills. If you don't have the skills, you're not going to survive. Between now and the end of the year, that's the end of 2022. There will be 200,000 agents out of the business.
Not them two.
They won't show up until after. the
Right. Well,
next
won't
year.
show up. And it's because all the dues are getting ready to renew.
The timing, all of this is easy, that was terrible.
Yeah.
What do we got next? Thanks, Lenny. Always interesting. Speaking of the shifting into Overthrive, Kimber Mankiti and Dave Voorhees are gonna be at the National Harbor on on January 17th from 8:30 to noon. And they are gonna be teaching how to shift proof your business, generate leads, do the right activities, timely skills, implement the right leverage. So if you're interested in attending, I'm sure we will be there. I'm not missing it, for sure, not even from a leadership perspective, but from an agent perspective. So be sure to sign up. It's not that pricey.
I think it was $10.
Yeah, $10. And
Are we gonna
have-
take a group of us going?
yeah, I think it would be great if we had a group go.
Let's see if we can remain.
Yep, I would be all for that.
And
If they
I
want
would
to do
take my
something
share.
like that.
I would
Yeah.
do it definitely.
Okay.
Okay.
So keep that in mind. You do want to register. We will be putting that out in email. Ladies. We will be putting that out in an email and in through text, so you'll have the link to actually register for it. Shifting into Overthrive, I love it. Okay, what's next? Real perks, this is, you can go to this QR code if you are interested in any type of healthcare or Medicare, medical types of opportunities with Real Agent Perks through Keller Williams, so that's the QR code for that. Open enrollment runs through January 15th, so you want to keep that in mind. YouTube, the KW Command YouTube channel. Do you guys know about that? If not, this is a place to be on YouTube to the KW Command page. So that as you're getting your 201 plus in, you can kind of keep rolling. And Lori, we're gonna bring Lori in for a class. We were having this conversation a few weeks ago. Lori's running her command at a really high level. And she's using it as a database should be used, and it's running really efficiently for her. So we're gonna bring her in and have her teach a class. And then our video.
My name is Stacey Falls, and I'm with Keller Williams Realty in Charlotte, North Carolina. We have a team of 16 agents, and we use Command to drive our success. We have 129 buyers in our Cultivate.
Command has increased our unit count because we get more leads daily through the system.
Command has completely changed the way we run our business. Before, everything was in spreadsheets. We didn't really have a systematic way to reach our contacts. And now we literally are carrying around all of our contacts on our phone, and we don't have to question what we need to do for lead gen every day.
And not only are we getting more leads, we are getting better conversion because of the accountability that the program allows.
The monthly neighborhood update. Yes, those are awesome.
I just send the leads to the director of sales. She inputs, tags the appropriate agent, and then she has an accounting form that she can pull each week when she meets with the agents to show what leads came in, who they were distributed to, if the agents are contacting them, what the conversion ratio is. It's really easy.
When the Command app came out, that was huge for our team. My name is Jessica Rattery. I'm the Director of Growth for the Patty Turner Group in Rockwall, Texas. We use Command to run a team of 25 agents to create 119 million in volume last year. Agents are busy. They are all over the place.
We prefer our agents to be on the run. So the app allows them to really not miss a beat. They can log in, see what they need to do. And as they're on the go, the smart plan kicks in. The smart plan is telling them when they need to follow up, if it's a call, if it's a text, if it's email.
They open the app, they see exactly whose birthday it is in their database, and they can, with a couple clicks, wish them happy birthday directly from their phone, and it logs that directly into their Command as well, so that they know, oh, I did reach out to that person.
From there, we can really watch the pipeline and how many leads are in the pipeline, how many actives are in the pipeline, how many do we have under contract. We can watch the analytics of how agents are following up with all their leads and have real-time coaching conversations with them and really see the health of the organization.
Okay.
Coming into Command, we were probably running 10 to 12 different systems. Just from a budget standpoint, we could get rid of most of those systems. And I figured on an annual basis, we could save anywhere from $50,000 to $60,000. And then by taking the savings that we've had out of Command and reinvesting that back in our business, creating more leads, we're able to continue to expand our footprint in the market.
We're in a shifting market right now, and you need to look at every expense you have. We have no cost because we run everything right through Command. My name is Nick Pelletier with Pelletier Properties in Leominster, Massachusetts, and we use Command in every aspect of our business.
So this is based off of those percentages that we put in. So when I first started my team, we tried multiple different CRMs, and it was challenging to customize it to fit how we run real estate in Massachusetts.
The great part about Command is Command works for us without us having to make it work. It's naturally built around how businesses run in our local area.
I love designs. It's really simple. It's really cool when your design software is directly connected into your MLS system. So you can literally just pull the data right into designs. And then we use Facebook ads and Instagram ads all the time. It's all integrated. So I don't have to think much when I want to create a Facebook ad. I can jump on, have it running in a matter of minutes. That if I was to go into Facebook, download the photos, pull the information in, it just saves us a lot of time. Knowing everything's there in Command and knowing that at a moment's notice, I can jump in, see where a transaction's at. I don't have to worry as much. We actually just expanded. So when I log in, I can alternate back and forth between our spoke and our hub. So it creates consistency on how we run our business, but also having that separation of the two different businesses in Command really is exciting as we start to grow.
By using Command, we have a great tool that allows us growth. We can actually expand.
As our business has grown, Command has grown right along with us.
Someone can run their entire company, small business or big business, on Command.
It's definitely true. And when we're talking about community care, ultimately, these guys are running huge businesses. I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg on some of the folks that they've got that are on command. If they can run that big business on command, I'm sure I can do that as a little individual agent. I'm sure we can all be running on command. Command, you might hear some of our old timers, you new folks especially, some of our old timers might say, "Oh, I'm not using command, it doesn't work, I don't like it, whatever." Those agents have not been in command recently. No, Chris Cox came on board, and once he's been on board, it is running at a very high level. You also notice for you guys that they're running an expansion. And so the efficiency for you guys, when you guys expand into Tennessee and wherever, the opportunities inside of command are going to be great for you as the hub here, which is wonderful. KW Tech training opportunities. You can use the QR code for social media posting, scale your social media presence, direct mail, create a postcard campaign. All of these things you'll find are free.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Phenomenal.
They're free, they're Zoom, they're live, and you can find them in your marketplace.
And your marketplace is on your command screen.
Hey, Inman just came out with a new article. Because they're taking a look at what Chris Cox has done with command,
Oh, really?
and they're talking about it, and there's some major changes. They're gonna be happening, we're gonna be able to take advantage of in the new year. Your actual app is gonna work. They're getting everything in order, they're fixing the things that were broken. And Inman actually surprised me.
They gave it a lot of credence.
Yeah, they gave it a lot of,
Well, Gary and Brad apparently have mended their
Oh,
ways
okay.
a little bit. They're being nice to each other. So there for a while, Brad Inman really had it out for Gary Keller, and Gary Keller gave it right back. And now they're kind of cordial. So that's good to hear that Brad Inman's actually doing a nice article. So it is interesting for us to know as a group that Keller Williams is the only real estate company at this point that has created and continues to create and live in its own technology. Remax,
they gave up.
Open Door, like all of these other companies that started to follow us and create their own technology, every single one of them are out of the game. They stopped because it was too expensive. And as a result of that, a lot of the real estate companies are now in KV4. That seems to be the big one that everybody's using is KV4. And I will get for you, I don't have it yet because they haven't supplied it for me. But I will get you the graphic on all of the other data, what all the other databases have and what command can do in comparison, and it blows everybody out of the water. And the price is way less than
Well,
even KV4.
Everyone's supposed to be getting basically an operations manual.
Yes.
They call that
Crack the code.
crack the code.
Mhm,
It's gonna walk you through every single thing that you need to do.
mhm. Yeah, so that's coming. That'll be
That's
after
coming.
family
They're
reunion.
doing- They said it would be available. Red Source, my guess is, unfortunately, we might have to pay for it, but you know what?
That
Probably gonna be worth it.
it will, and it, more info to come on that, but it will totally be able to, like, it is truly a manual. How do I do the best open house? You crack the code and you go through it all. So these are new holiday graphics that are in design, so you note that you can utilize those. They're already pre-made. It's quick, easy, jump in there. Family reunion for those that are attending. It is in Anaheim, February 18th to the 21st. There is no virtual version any longer. I think that virtual days are past for the most part from the perspective of actually being able to get together in person. So that is February. Of course, Julia Lachey Israel is always teaching these two courses. They're awesome classes, unconscious bias in real estate and the color of real estate. So those two opportunities actually are past, but she does do that every month. So 2022 KW award policies and family reunion medallion criteria. So these are the awards and the way they're gonna be administered from at family reunion. So the awards that Keller Williams International has created, bronze, silver, gold, double gold, triple gold, quadruple gold, platinum, double platinum, triple platinum, quadruple platinum, millionaire agent, diamond, and empire. So your GCI at the Empire would be 10 million plus, 2,000 plus units coming soon. The millionaire agent would be 500 to 750 units. And so ultimately, just so there's a little bit of clarity to know how it's amazing to be in the presence of these agents that are doing such big, huge businesses. Like, how is that even possible? 2,000 units a year, can you imagine? All right, next, always have to talk about TCPA. When you're doing your cold calls, you have to cross-reference the do not call list. It's out there, KWRI constantly, every single regional call, everybody's always talking about TCPA because it's a big deal and you don't want to get yourselves in trouble. Okay.
Just a question about that real quick.
Yes.
If I receive their information, then it's no longer, I don't need to worry about this, correct? Correct. If they, for example, through my command, they've given me the email, they've given me their phone number. I don't need to worry about.
Correct.
Okay,
Unless
I-
they
Correct.
unsubscribe.
And then
if they
that's why we
unsubscribe,
always, there should always be an unsubscribe and they can choose that option. Okay. All right, thank you for everyone that did donate to our family in need, and thanks to the Llewellyn Group for wrapping it. Everything's out under the Christmas tree, and Kelly will be delivering that
Tomorrow, I'm gonna bring that in. So if you have anything else, you're welcome to bring it to me today. But all of that's getting packed up and it will be brought to them tomorrow.
Awesome. And it's never too late to support Camp Esri and our at-risk kids. So we did become one of the top 100 that the office did. And I know some of you donate to Camp Esri with every commission. So feel free as you kind of wind down the year, if you're going to make a donation, that might be an opportunity for you. Okay, mark your calendars, February 4th at 6 p.m. right over here at the Ramada Inn. We're gonna have our winter formal gala and award ceremony. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited, kind of red carpet-ish. All right.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
Okay.
We already have the red carpet. You said the F word.
Duly noted.
Fun. I said you said the F word, so now it's magnified.
It's gonna be fun. All right, so let's play Kahoot. Bring your kids' cell phones out. Rebecca? You're gonna help me. So has anybody ever played Kahoot
Yes.
online? Okay. Yeah, we did. All right, so what we're gonna do is.
Oh, no, that ain't
This is us, right?
good. My word's high.
Okay, so you are gonna go to www. And online, you can do this as well. You can Kahoot it. Or scan the QR code and type in this PIN number, 446-6005.
Not it.
Yep. www.kahoot.
I just scanned the QR code and then put my
And
name.
then the game number. Game number is 446-6005. 1, 2, 3, 4,
We
5,
just write our
6,
name out
7.
there.
Yeah.
No, it's Christmas.
Scan the QR code. It makes it easy.
QR code and then it goes.
Can anybody online? Are you guys gonna do it online? Awesome. Son is in. Karen, Sonia, Taylor, Becca.
Have a burger.
Oh, what's Mary?
Yeah. Actually, we should go.
Right, are we?
Back there and was doing.
So based on if it's question correct, you want it fastest.
Oh, okay. got it.
So if you were getting fastest.
Is the key.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's not working.
All right.
Hold on, we're still on the story.
Okay, is everybody in?
No.
Okay. We have some of our online folks in. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
He's now.
Thank you.
Is Lori in?
Yeah, coming out. Got her.
Huh? You're mixing up. Okay, everybody in? Okay, now I know that we're pretty mild, we're not really that competitive, any of us. So, hot, only got black reports. So remember that it's not just. Lenny's not in. So just remember that it's not only if you get the answer correct, it's how fast you make the answer correct. Okay, so this is gonna keep track.
There's,
Go ahead.
okay, so there's 4 different, yeah, shapes, colors, and it'll let you just click on it. So you might have to like take time to like read the question. I think there's a video for one, but it'll give you like the option to click. It will have the answers listed up there. And then your phone's only kind of show the 4 colors. So the answer choice up there is red, it's red on the phone.
Okay, so what do you need to know?
Everything.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear it. That's okay, so remember it's not just the answer, it's how fast you get the correct answer. The question's gonna be up on the screen and everybody's standing, this is awesome. I know. I know. On your phone's only gonna show you the color. Okay.
Yeah.
Got that all?
Yeah.
Okay, so the winner gets the scratch
Okay.
of this game. So are you ready? Getting ready loading. My phone says getting ready loading. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Smart. Can you move this?
I don't know where I'm.
Already answered. Why didn't you?
Yeah.
It's,
Oh, you gotta wait for
everybody.
there.
Oh, I thought it said that. It'll automatically stop when everyone answers.
So. Next.
Okay.
I'm just one here, please.
Which is the following. There's only one of us.
Got it.
Oh, I don't know. I'm okay. I said, genius.
Shelley.
All right.
Oh.
Oh, I have a question. Boy, do you remember that?
Oh. This is coming up the board. Okay, that's really
Oh. I don't know, I'm guessing.
I know it.
Oh, okay. No, that was the. I was thinking, John. She was.
I ain't that one wrong.
I think I got
Yeah. I just went to a Christmas concert last night. I'm pretty sure they played the.
We didn't be at the office and it was so fun.
Oh my God. Right, that's the only reason.
Smasher Lori. Oh, I know this one. I know this one. How was that?
No, no.
Oh. Nope.
Oh, I got it wrong.
Oh, that's so easy.
Go ahead, Karen, tell me a little about it. I think I did that. I got something wrong too. I did. That's what I did. But then I thought I got saying it.
I got that right.
Flag it. Oh. I have no idea. That's.
I guess my answer. I don't want.
You know, they've made a new.
Yeah.
Wow.
I haven't watched it one right that nobody else is. I don't think I guess that was right.
Oh my gosh, Gabby's been singing this for 2 weeks and I still don't know.
I'm guessing.
I don't know. I don't know. It's not right. You got that one? Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's why you have to see that, like. Showing up every word. Oh, wait a minute. What did he just? I had.
Oh, shit, I just answered that one wrong.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
I can't wait to see this.
I wonder how you're.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna say. I didn't know. What?
No.
It's not really. Yeah.
It's like so.
Where you at, Shelley? Where are you at? I'm gonna guess her now. I'm Jen Savage. Oh my gosh, Jen. I'll live here. Ew.
Now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, but you. Okay. More questions, it's fine. Oh. I know which one you want to take. I do. By 2 points.
You read the book.
Oh.
Oh.
Ooh, this one is always.
That's
not I know stop.
No, I
Ew. Everybody's like, oh. I'm gonna guess.
Oh, I got this wrong. I know I did.
You know, I got that wrong. And I think yeah. Oh, I think it's one on there. Yeah, you're probably right. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Still thinking. Yeah. It is. They have a choice. That's true. Oh.
Oh, they got this one wrong. I'll go back then. I'm just saying.
You did. Yeah, you have. John. Sometimes gotta be changed to tell us.
This is what you guys are talking about. I don't know this.
Oh, shit.
Bad word. Bad word. Bad.
That's what
I got it.
Yeah, I know. I can't.
There's a.
Two more and one.
That one. What? That's not right.
We're all too young for these questions.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. This one.
Wow.
Oh, wow. I'll learn that one or that one. I got it wrong.
All right, now is this gonna give us the list of positions? Okay. Awesome. Nice work, Jen. Congratulations.
Better win.
That's awesome.
Rebecca.
All right, everybody have a raffle ticket? Those-
No, I didn't get any tickets.
I got yours. Yes, yeah. I was told that you should.
Those of you that,
I didn't get any tickets.
Susie said
Oh.
they don't get one.
well, I just get me. You can get Michelle and Lenny.
Oh, well,
And Taylor.
hold on, guys. You can like.
And on, those of you that are joining us online, your tickets are in here with your name on it.
You make the toys.
I'm good like that.
What's that?
There ain't no meat in there anyway.
Bullet.
Gold. Do you want me to grab this?
I don't know. It's in
They
mine.
can come up and just pick
I
it
don't
up.
know.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
All right.
I just, all right.
Yeah. We're just gonna draw the first one.
Mine.
Larry Roby, all right, Larry. Taylor's, yep, Taylor's gonna draw a gift for you.
Oh.
Okay. And our guest,
Larry,
Ashley,
you
welcome. Sure. Oh, my God.
I'll pay you later for saying that.
Yeah, we don't want the same last four numbers to pop up in a row.
Hi.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's coincidental.
Carrie Fugate.
Oh, she's all nice.
Oh, my gosh.
Have you?
Yeah. Trish Larimore.
Thanks, Lenny.
All right. Okay, here you go. Draw another one.
Okay, sure.
We're in the team meetings too.
Okay, this is to, number. There's no name, so.
Oh, that was an accident. I was just able to get drawn. Sorry, guys.
This one is to Mary Llewellyn. Oh, Mary, I thought it was Nanny. Wait,
Wait, I thought they had Mary's one.
oh, gotcha, perfect.
Oh, okay.
All right, awesome. Chrissy, you want to draw for Mary? Pick a gift.
Which one do you want, Kristen?
Mary can draw since Mary, other Mary was.
Sharon. Oh, my God. She's. Right?
He makes sense, he makes sense. No. Oh my God. Something is craziness. That's good though. They participated.
Hey.
Biggest one.
Biggest one from sometimes school.
Yeah. Never know. All right, they draw another for us.
That's when you want.
Oh, I know.
Oh.
PJ. All right. Lenny.
Now, do we open them or do we?
You want half of them?
Oh,
You want half of a grilled
I
cheese?
tried to suggest that.
Half of what? A grilled cheese?
From the farm.
Yes.
Very
You
nice.
want me to bring it over to you? You want me to bring it over? No, I'll come get it. Fine. Thank you.
Open them. All right, Samantha.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
The names. Okay, next two more. Two left.
AJ, did you get yours? Ashley Miller?
Ashley. Woo. Perfect. Okay, our last one.
Take mine.
No, you were mean about the game. You must be my chin.
Look, Kelly. Oh, you didn't know she's letting other people read them.
Is that it?
I would have. I think so.
Good lord. That's worse than a man.
All right, last one. I think that's it then for, let's see.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, guys, thank you for coming to our meeting. Make sure that if you won, we'll get a picture of everybody.
And there's probably plenty of food.
Yeah, plenty of
Please
food.
take some, eat some.
No, they
No, they took it.
Oh, they did?
What?
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thank you.